Guys, good evening there to you. This is Jay Randy here, and welcome again to the final first half of the Focal Factor Show with me, Jay Randy. And thank you so much for joining me here. It's always an opportunity to be in the midst of you guys. So thank you so much for joining me here. And today's show, we are going to be discussing a program from Liberia. Yes, I want you to listen to the program and let's get to analyze some of the opinion and view of our fellow brothers and sister back home. All right. Yes. So let me try to do this. Let me share the thing. All right. And that way we'll start the show. So share the video there, guys. Yeah. The guy runs out of the shop. Let's see here. Yeah, share the video there, guys. Share the video. Let me see the video. All right, there we are, right here. Yeah, share the video there, guys. Share the video. So let's share the video here. All right, there we are, right here. Yeah, share the video. Christopher Kamara. By the way, we are broadcasting on YouTube, so just so you know now, our video is not on YouTube. Let's see here. I don't see the title here. Okay. The title should be showing here. Let me share the title here. Uh, I'm writing the title here. Let's analyze the opinions of Liberians. Let's analyze the opinion of Liberia on this issue. On this issue, yes. So let's analyze the opinions of Liberia on this issue. That will be the topic here. So let's see here. Share the video, guys. That's something very interesting for you guys to join me here. So please share the video. And we are also broadcasting on YouTube too, so that's good for us. Share the video there, wherever you are, share the video. Share the video wherever you are. I'm sharing it here too. Share the video wherever you are. Share the video here. Let the video capture my face. Oh, Lawrence said he's watching already. Okay, thank you, Lawrence. I didn't mean to do that. I'm just sharing, but thanks for letting me know. And thank you for letting me know too. All right, so I think we should be okay to go now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. It's Tuesday. I believe today is the 12th. And welcome to, oh, I can see here now. So folks are making comment here. I can see them now. Oh, that's great. That's great. Yesterday, I was not able to, hold on here. This thing is disturbing back here. Yeah, so yesterday I wasn't able to see your comment. Now I'm seeing it today. So Christopher Kamara is a greeting from my Australia NG ready. Yes, Chris, thank you so much. That one of the places I really want to visit, Australia. Yes, one of the places I want to visit as part of my landmark of area to visit in the world. Australia is one of them. Yes, and the next place I want to visit, if the opportunity is given to me, will be North Korea. Yes, I want to visit North Korea someday. That's one of my dreams of places that I want to go. Australia is on our list. North Korea is on our list. And let me see what else. There are so many landmarks, places, and individual that I would love to see in my lifetime. Again, guys, welcome to the Focal Factor. Focal Factor is a show that J. Randy continues to broadcast through. And Focal Factor looks at things that have happened in the past and they look at what happening today to make that prediction for the future. By way of introduction, many of you guys know me. I used to be vastly entrenched into one side of politics, but I think the lesson that I have learned and the new direction that I have taken is just to provide you a feedback of my experience from being actively involved with a particular political party. And I'm of the belief that what is happening today in your lifetime, in my lifetime, will not make any difference in the life of Liberian, even in the country. I personally believe that Liberia will be a better country by the year 2065. Yes. By then, most of the generation that you see around here will not be around by 2065. And by then, technology and the new generation of Liberians, both locally and internationally, will make Liberia a better country. What we see here today is just enjoying ourselves with political gossip, enjoying ourselves with political entertainment, and we are not really prepping the minds of the young generation to take on the challenges in the future. We are only self-centered about ourselves. But hey, don't believe me because I'm not forcing you to believe what I'm telling you. But for those of you who will live up to 2065, one day you will say, yes, this guy was right. Yeah, this guy right here was right. But that would be something that you have to live with because many of them might not be around at that time. And that's why Facebook and YouTube will be the left after fight when some are no longer here. This is the truth I'm telling you because left is about the truth. If you work, you get paid. If you don't work, you don't get paid. That's the reality of life. If you don't say the truth and something happen in the future, nobody will be able to understand why mistakes were made. Some of us today are identifying the errors within our society, and it is incumbent upon us to always say those things and make it clear to you. Liberia is not going anywhere. From what I see today, like I said, from 1847 to 1980, it was ever a class segregation. The particular money people that are making money in the country and the indigenous people. From 1981 to 1989, it was about exclusion from one government that belongs to a particular county, excluding the other tribe that belongs to other county, but in the same country. That was what I describe as rejection and exclusion. Now, from 1989 to 2004, we brought in Warren faction. We had the crisis of Warren faction trying to take shape or take control of the leadership of our country. So from 1847, we had class system crisis. From 1981, we had exclusion crisis. Now from 2000, from 1990 or 1989 to 2004, we had Warren faction crisis. Now in post-war Liberia, from 2005 to present, we are having leadership crisis. We are not figuring out what type of leader we want and what are the expectation of the various leaders that we are chasing in the country. And how long this is going to last, I don't know. But by the year 2047, Liberia will be 200 years old. We took almost 130 years to figure out that a class segregation between 1847 to 1980, it took almost 130 years to figure out that we're doing the wrong thing. It took almost 10 years to figure out that inclusion was the right thing to do and not exclusion between 1981 to 1989. We fought a 14-year civil war where we thought that Warren faction leader could lead our country. It lasted for 14 years. What it turned out to be destruction, loss of life, destruction of property. Yet we are not learning anything. We are in the new dispensation today. We are seeing leadership crisis from Weah to Boca to Cummings to Ure. We see them playing with your future in our country. In the midst of all these things, there have been generation upon generation that have come to the country, born in the country, live in the country. Other neighboring country citizens have come to Liberia. Now they have gotten their act together. Ghana is on a pathway of improving and going beyond their improvement to add value to most of the things they have. The Cote d'Ivoire have already been up and down, but they are now finding their way. Sierra Leone doing the same thing too. Guinea having some issue down there. I don't know what the situation is, but the other three countries, Rwanda, for example, in the Far East, they are doing worse. Well, I mean, better in the country. They are changing lives, changing mindset of people. But when it comes to us Liberians, we're not ready yet. We find pleasure in listening to political entertainment, and I will show you one right now. You have some thing we find pleasure in. You know, when I tell you guys that we will not achieve anything in Liberia, I'll be joking. Let me take the lady from here and show you this picture here. You see why sometimes I don't watch Facebook? Yes, I'll tell you why. This is one of the reasons why I don't watch Facebook. You see the guys in here? You see what the damage they're doing to our country? So just the other day, they had a conversation. Now, Liberians see nothing. Whether it's improving skills, developing experience, because of what they do on Facebook, you see the byproduct of this. So someone came out and said, "Oh, the other day, Spoon TV and this guy with a loud mouth, they were having conversation." So what the person did? The person came out and tried to make comparison with numbers. That's the kind of country we have. While young people in Kenya are taking rubber and turning it into paper to change the way rubber can be disposed, young girl trying to hire young people. All we do in Liberia, as Liberians, both outside and inside, is to go on Facebook and do a screenshot of, oh, this man got 5,000 views, that man got 7,000 views. That's how we measure our country. That's the kind of mindset. That's the Liberia vision. That's the Liberia dream. That is the Liberia dream. You see the byproduct now? We're coming to the end of the year. So this is some of the lesson learned. This is some of what you measure. People come and see two group of people making noise. And then they get kind of say, oh yeah, viewers, competition, Costa versus Spoon TV. Do you really think that the kind of country are supposed to be in? Do you think that? And do you think you're supposed to be in such a country? When you go to Kenya, you go to Rwanda, you see young entrepreneurs trying to change their future before they even get to maturity. You go to Kenya, you go to South Africa, you see young Liberians. Go on some of the Facebook pages or some of the country I just listed for you. You see young people trying to change lives. But you got men, women sitting down on social media from the Liberian community. And all they do is to compare numbers. All they do is to compare numbers. That is why after 174 years, the country is not going anywhere. That is why a country that got independent yesterday, even a country like Seychelles, a very small, minute country, they had done everything that UN had asked them to do. Because the leaders, the citizens, they are more focused. You ask 10 Liberians right now, what is your goal for 2022 up to 2026? They're not going to tell you anything. You ask them why you listening to Spoon TV. What substances are you getting from Spoon Talk or from the Costa Show? How applicable it is to your future and what you think will impact will it have on the Liberian people? What can you discuss from a subject matter expertise, whether it's agriculture, the environment, infrastructure, the economy, and other skills of area? What can you articulate from the guys you listen to? Or they will tell you, oh, they were talking about Porca this, Porca that. Your country fucked up. Your country fucked up. We will remain in exile and we're born our children. They are blessed. You know, I saw a photo just now of my good friend, Michael Tippison. Michael came in this country here not too long ago. Yeah, I met him in Jersey. We took a photo. I still have the photo today. And I told Michael Tippison this thing. I said, Michael Tippison, I don't want you to go back to Liberia. He said, why? I said, because I said so. Today, Michael Tippison lives in America. He's raising a daughter now, working, and his life is changing not only before our eyes, those are in the diaspora. His friends are back home who are still chasing politics. Michael now is showing his daughter. They're getting on the plane, going for vacation. But if Michael had listened to other people and went back home in Liberia, he would have been in a swamp of hardship. But this is a guy who came here on 7 years ago, just on 7 years ago. But his life had changed. But there are people in Liberia who don't even know what they want, what will happen to them the next day. My friend, I'm not asking anybody to listen to me. I'm just telling you, those my religious listeners that come here, that country called Liberia, that place is fucked up. Nothing going to change in that country. Nothing. I said it from the beginning of the year, and I will say it to you again. Come 2022, nothing going to change in our country. It will be the same political leadership crisis we have in our country. If we are taking years and years to figure out what type of leadership we want in our country, when will we start to look at what are the sectors in our area, in our country, that need to be improved? As we wrestle, as we debate all the different issues, the various counties are poorly being run, but the impact it is having on each county, people from different countries are slipping through our border through the back door and exploiting our natural resources. It is one thing to have an electric country, but the natural resources are protected. But the critical and very sad future of our country, while we focus on discussing things like leadership crisis and our natural resources are being exploited by people on the outside. So that just goes to show that we don't care for anything. So that's one thing here. People go on Facebook and compare numbers. But what would that number do for you when you cannot articulate the situation in your country? When you don't see the need to learn and be able to adequately discuss some of the challenges in your country. All you can do is to take somebody show and say 5,000 people and put it in with 5,000. I don't see that kind of thing in America. When CNN is giving any broadcast, whether it's Donald Trump speaking, whether it's Obama or President Biden, I don't see American taking picture and say, "Oh, CNN got more rating than the other people here," and posting on Facebook. I don't see the citizen of this country doing such a thing. But only in Liberia, and you see these things. I just want to tell you that we are a country with no direction, and we are putting that same no direction in the mind, behavior of other Liberians. That's Liberia there for you guys. I will. That's why you got always say, right? All right. So let's move on to the main topic here today. All right. So I have this stuff here. All right. I have this thing on the screen here. All right. So this is a program on Joy FM. We are going to analyze the topic of the day for that show. I want you to pay keen and careful attention to the story that the moderator or the presenter is going to discuss. I want you to understand the language. I want you to understand the character. I want you to understand the different activities within the story that the presenter is going to read. Now, where we're going to evaluate when she is done with the story itself, there are some elements in our story that I want you to keep with you because as we open the line for callers to call in, I want you to also put on your high thinking gear and I would like you to listen to the callers. And while listening to the caller, and these callers are basically from Liberia, they are discussing political issues. What I want you to bear in the back of your mind, one is, are they discussing any issue relevant to their own future? Are they discussing the politics in their country as they relate to the challenges that they are facing at the moment? And what is the compromise of things that, if not giving proper attention for the will harm the future? I want you to listen. I want you to listen to the caller. So I'm going to play this so we can enjoy. All right. But we'll be breaking in between. So let me roll the tape here.
Vice President training familiar pack and made resurging trend.
So she is reading the story of the day. And this story is like an editorial in the front page newspaper. He just started it, and the story goes like this. It is a story between Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and Joseph Boykan, and how some roughing and shoving took place. After she's done, the callers will be calling to express their opinion on what she read. So let's listen. Again, I will be stopping to make some explanation, and that's why we say let's analyze the opinions of these Liberians.
From fallout with Helen Johnson Sirleaf, 2017 elections missteps, hunting Boaka's 2023 presidential bid. Folks, stay tuned as I read you our talking point. The straw that finally broke the camel's back came during the celebration of President Helen Johnson Sirleaf's last birthday as president of Liberia. It was in the midst of a bitter election that saw rival opposition political parties duke it out to see who will eventually succeed Africa's first woman head of state to the seat of the Liberian presidency. As a hastily arranged news conference, members of the then ruling Unity Party hurriedly took turns slamming the president for not supporting her vice president Joseph Nyama Boaka's bid to succeed her. The issue of Helen Johnson Sirleaf's support to her vice president triggered a riot across the sub-region, with next-door neighbors Ghana, Ivory Coast, and Nigeria dispatching emissaries to Monrovia in a bid to ease the tension between the pairs. Among the interveners was Ghanaian Finance Minister Mr. Ken Ofori Atta, who was sent in to broker some kind of peace pipe between the departing President Sirleaf and her Vice President Boaka, who was not Sirleaf's preference to succeed her. To date, it is unclear by the former president that why the former president did not give her full blessing to her vice president. Nearly 4 years later, echoes of those streams appear to be resurrecting and made concerns that Mr. Boaka making a second bid for the presidency may be treading similar paths which dealt a wedge between he and his former boss in the dark days of the Sirleaf presidency. The former president quietly expressed fears that her vice president was allowing surrogates and his supporters to undermine her and made claims that she was supporting his rival for the presidency. Although both declined to publicly acknowledge a feud, it was evident from body languages between them and daily verbal assaults from various supporters and surrogates. But by the time Sirleaf's birthday came around October 29, 2017, the feud had reached boiling point. Boaka went on to break an 11-year tradition by rejecting calls from his supporters to attend Sirleaf's birthday bash. Things became even more complicated when Women Pay, then chair of the ruling UP, hosted a news conference during which he and other partisans rained verbal tirade against Madam Sirleaf. At the time, it was widely believed that the news conference was sanctioned by Boaka, to Sirleaf's dismay. Nearly a month later, when Boaka celebrated his birthday on November 30th, Sirleaf returned the favor and did not show up at Boaka's residence to wish him happy birthday. Sirleaf were bitter that Boaka, non-standard bearer of the party, and his supporters are accused the president of rigging the October 10 elections. Without mincing words, Chairman Pay accused President Sirleaf of breeding corruption, waste mismanagement, and selective justice over the 12-year period she led the country. Vice President Boaka at the time remained quiet, while Presidential Press Secretary debunked the allegation. At the time, Pay was seen as one of Vice.
All right, guys. So let me just hold it down there, and let me say thanks to the inbox that I got. Because of the sensitivities of this computer, what I usually do is when I'm talking, I'll unmute myself, and then when the audio is about to play, I have to mute myself so that way I cannot have two input into the broadcast. So I'm going to familiarize myself with using our toggle button off and on. So I will also be keeping my eyes down here too. But let me say hi to a few people here. I see Lawrence Cheer here. Thank you so much, Lawrence Cheer. I want you guys to be part of this. Nowadays, I am trying to flex my professional self on Facebook. I'm not here to support a particular party. I'm not here to support a particular individual. And that is why now this broadcast is now on YouTube. Yes, when you go to the J Randy Free Voice, you type that in on YouTube, you will be seeing my broadcast. Yes, so this is the third broadcast now that I am going live on YouTube. One of the reasons I'm going on YouTube is because in years to come, young Liberians today, when they become adult tomorrow and begin to understand what I mean, and they begin to search about why their country is not doing so well, I want them to begin to see the video that I'm producing now to let them know that people in this generation of the 21st century, they are all about political gossip and political entertainment. They are not preparing your father, your mother, or your grandfather, your grandmother today. By the year 2065, when you become age of your own and you see your grandpa sitting down somewhere and telling you about back in the days, this is the day here. And I'm going to tell you now, your father in 2021 was not about the future of the country. He was about political entertainment and about political gossip. What do I mean by that? Your father did not listen to things that are supposed to make Liberia better for you. Your mom or your grandma did not sit down to make Liberia to prepare things that will make your future better. They were all about political entertainment. And that's why I'm making a video for you guys when the time comes for you to be able to learn. It's the reality. All right. And be lucky that you got this kind of opportunity. I didn't get the kind of opportunity when I was young. So lucky for you guys. Now let me say hi to Brother Jimison here. Thank you so much for joining here. And let me say hi to Mary Yango, Lawrence J. Christopher, and all those who are watching that I cannot see at this moment. Now, this information this lady is providing is a background to the feud between Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and Joseph Boyka. But before I begin to expand on what she has read so far, people who support Joseph Walker will always tell you that Joseph Walker got over 25, 30 years experience. But the same people now are coming and accusing Cummings, who they claim to be a new guy on the block, as someone who will go and bribe Liberians during the primary of the CPP. Question for you. Joseph Walker got 25 years experience. We'll limit it to that number. Why can't he persuade the people of Liberia to vote for him? If they claim that Joseph Walker got 25-year experience in public service, why can't his supporters rely on his experience? I mean, think about Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi. These are, very talented players. And then people who support them say, look, the winner with Messi didn't win game unless they bribe a referee. Now, here's the second question. Joseph Boga also claimed that he got experience too. So why are they accusing Alexander Cummings of bribing people? That's something they did when they were with Ellen. Why would somebody have a suspicious reason to come out to say they would bribe something? What I want you to ask yourself, when Joseph Walker and Ellen in the first two terms that combined together gave them almost 12 years, are you telling me that what Joseph Walker's supporters are saying are things they did in the past that they bribe people? Why would they come up with such a thing when they say Cummings is a new guy on the block? Oh yeah, we have heard from people who say the man is a stranger in the town. How can a stranger in the town just come and start to do what things, things that have been done in the past? So you see the controversial right there. Mr. Boga got 25 years experience, but he cannot convince the people to vote for him. And on the other side, he supporters are saying that we shouldn't go for no primary because Cummings will bribe the people. Who's saying it? It's not coming people that are saying it. It's not coming from Cummings. Who's saying it? These are people who've been around for a long time in Liberian politics. They are the ones saying it. It's not coming people saying it. Your country fucked up. Your country fucked up, man. That's some of the reasons why not coming down there. I don't know you. Because you cannot listen to the people who's supposed to give you the reason to understand, to give you the qualitative understanding of how things work. It's not Cummings. They accusing Cummings of coming as a new guy on the block. On top of that, they're telling them that Cummings is going to bribe. But Cummings had not participated in any major primary where you know or what you are seeing of him doing stuff. But the very people who saying this thing, they served for 12 years because all Joseph Boca supporters, majority of them who were part of the Unity Party on the they enjoy the gravy, they enjoy the palm butter, they enjoy the cassava, everything during Ellen 12 years. So what happened during Ellen 12 years? What did they do to George Weah in 2005? What did they do to George Weah? And I get it damn about George Weah right now because they think I'm talking, I'm not going to support George Weah because George Weah is another clown too because he make a big ass out of God and me who campaigned for him intellectually. It convinced people to vote for him. He decided to bend some over. So when I'm making the comparison, you're listening out there, don't think I'm talking on behalf of George Weah. No, I'm only talking on behalf of the reality that some of you guys are rejecting. And because we are fell prey to these things, that's why I'm bringing him in. But I'm not saying things because I want to blow George Weah home here. No, 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 no. All right? So let's get back on course. So what happened to Unity Party? What did they do to the voters in 2005? What did they do to the voter in 2011? The reason I'm asking the question, the principle on which I'm basing this analysis on, if members of the Unity Party supporters are coming out and saying, we don't want to go for primary because we believe that coming with bribe, they are the ones saying it. They are the ones who've been in the political realm for a very long time. Why are they saying these things? Something sinister is happening. Think about a criminal who will tell them, my man, you're not going to steal a nail. I mean, in a day, you're not going to steal in a day. But the guy had been stealing before. But he coming out and giving you suggestions. That is what I want you to understand. So the story goes as she explained this girl now. She's saying, all right, at the beginning, I mean, at the end of Ellen Johnson's administration, Ellen did not trust Joseph Walker. You know why Ellen not trust Joseph Walker? Because Joseph Walker cannot be trusted. He's not reliable to be trusted. You want to know why? Let me tell you why. Joseph Walker worked in the Samuel Canyon, I mean, in the Trouble government, Trouble administration, as a coordinator for the Liberal Produce Marketing Corporation, LPMC. He believed in Trouble philosophy. He believed in Trouble policy. After Trouble was killed, he left Trouble policy and joined the military government of Samuel Canyon and worked as the managing director of LPMC, and even rose to the the ministerial level at the Ministry of Agriculture. He subscribed to Doe policy. But during that time, Ellen was against Doe. Ellen did not trust Doe, and we all who were growing up there saw what Ellen did. Every day there was another riot against Samuel Canyon Doe, and Ellen was part of that. And Joseph Boca was working for Doe. What happened after Ellen came to power? Ellen brought Joseph Boca. He came and joined Ellen philosophy and served with Ellen. Do you think Ellen trusted Joseph Boca? No. Ellen only used Joseph Boca in something we call as needed. You know, there are times when you are doing something, especially training, when your bosses ask you, do you think everybody need to be trained? No, I mean, we only provide training as needed. That means that if someone is lacking the basic training that almost everybody has, then that person is needed to be trained. So training as needed. Eddie only used Boca because he needed Boca at that time to capture the people of Lofa County. But Boca was not somebody that Ellie could sustain after her 12 years because Ellie know that Boca is very inconsistent. He doesn't have a persistent message. He don't believe in himself. He don't believe in any individual philosophy. He served Trouble, he served Doe, served Ellie. Ellie saw him as a very inconsistent individual, and there was no reason why she could trust him. And she proved that to him. When Ellie celebrated her birthday, according to this girl, Joseph Boca decided not to go there. And when he celebrated his birthday, Ellie refused not to go there. They both are very stubborn, but Ellie got more advantage over Joseph Boca than anybody else. So, question here for you before I turn the thing back on. Which story do you believe? Is it Ellen Johnson Sirleaf who stopping Joseph Boca from becoming president, as his supporter claims? Or is it Alexander Cummings who's supposed to bribe, according to them, the delegates, is that what we saw Joseph Boga from becoming president? You will not hear this on school TV. Those guys are unqualified to discuss the kind of thing. You will not hear that from Henry Costa because he's not even fit to understand these things. Only J. Randy will give you such a question, and you must think about it. If Joseph Boga support are making you to understand that Ellen is trying to prevent him from becoming president, they claim that he has over 25 years of public service experience. Do you believe that? Do you also believe that Cummings will stop Boga from becoming president if they go for a delegate, where they're saying that Cummings will grab delegates? Which story is true? I want you to think about that. I want you to think about that because I want you to use your God-given brain that you have. Don't put it into political gossip. Don't put it into political entertainment. Challenge yourself. Because when you challenge yourself, you will determine, you will get to know that you can answer questions, you can better explain questions the right way. And you'll be ready to discuss any domestic or international issue, whether private or public. You'll be able to discuss it. Social, economic, environment, infrastructure, any issue. When you come to this show, you want to challenge your brain so that you can be a wealthy person. Liberia has too many followers. I want you to start to look in the direction of being a leader. Leader analyze things and not only enjoy the pressure of things. So think about what. Let's go back to the story here. All right. So Ms. Debbie Zenon Barrow, go ahead and read for us.
One of VP Bwaka's problems, a major hurdle in gaining President Salih's support in the presidential elections. But Pay was not alone. Councillor H. Vaniji Sherman, Chairman Emeritus of the party, credited for pooling resources together for President Salih's 2011 campaign, was also seen as part of the problem. In fact, Bwaka, in an interview with the Henry Costa Morning Show in the aftermath of the saga, declared, "I am guilty by association. That is the only crime I have committed against my longtime friend Helen Johnson Salih. My association with Councillor Sherman and party chairman William Pay, who won the chairmanship onward ballot, is the only crime I have committed," he said. Mr. Bwaka said at the time that it was former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo who told him that his association with the pair is the cause of President Salih's cold shoulder towards his presidential bid. It was widely reported.
That was not lying. Obasanjo and Ellen, they were boyfriend and girlfriend. And Obasanjo came a long way. Obasanjo came a long way. History showed that Obasanjo visited George Bush, and when he returned to Liberia, to Nigeria, Ellen, Charles Taylor was kicked out of Nigeria, and Charles Taylor were arrested. Obasanjo and Ellen got a very long love relationship. You guys don't know. So when he came and told Boca that Ellen is doing this thing to you because of your association, Obasanjo was right, and Ellen was also right. You see, in life, when somebody pick you as their vice president or their special assistant, you must commit yourself. Joseph Boga, as I said, is very inconsistent. If Joseph Boga was a man of a mission, a man of a school of thought, he would have done exactly what Ellen first finance minister did. When Anthony Steyer figured out that Ellen was not in the interest of the Liberian people, he resigned and returned to the United States to get back to what she was doing before Ellen called her. Joseph Boga saw what Ellen did for the first 6 years. He had a choice to say no to Ellen's philosophy. He went on in the second round. They did what they could have done, but then in the end, when Ellen said, "You know what? We have fucked things up, Joe. You and myself going out of this prison. I don't want you to get there to make things worse than what we had done together here." Joe Boga took that as something that Ellen did not appreciate him. But what Joe Boga failed to realize is that he lacked the ability to analyze things, to create a focal factor point to determine what would be the predictability and the delivery of things that will better benefit anything that he get into, the deliverable. He didn't do that. Eddie knew that it messed things up, and she didn't want her team to get worse with Joe Burger because two reasons. Eddie knows Joe Burger is very incompetent to do anything by himself. Because all the positions Joe Burger has served in our country, you look at the town line and the legacy, there's nothing tangible that Joseph Burger left everywhere he served. And Eddie was not going to gamble what she had built, and it was leaving in place. Secondly, Joseph Burger and Eddie, they were president and vice president. Barney Sherman, you see today, let me tell you something about Barney Sherman. Barney Sherman is a shame to my generation. And let me tell you how and why. When I was in the sixth grade on 11th Street, you call Barney Sherman, he got good memory. You remember what I'm about to say here. When I was in the sixth grade, in the early 80s, Barney Sherman had just returned from the States, and if you were living right next to the elementary school I went to, Barney Sherman came with his two kids to attend J.J. Rao with his wife. Very beautiful woman at that time, and I know she's still beautiful today. Barney Sherman became a lawyer, corporate lawyer for Firestone. Barney Sherman took Firestone cases against many Liberians. Liberia at that time did not have nothing to do with transportation safety, road safety. Firestone truck, when they carry out latex, any bad thing happened to any car, Barney Sherman would stand before the Liberian family that are being victimized and defend the corporate interest. The war came, they destroyed everything. Barney Sherman came back to Liberia and wanted to become a senator, and he did become a senator, and he is a senator. But the interaction with Barney Sherman, a man who got a law degree from America, put down the value things that America taught him, and got engaged into corruption. The first exposure of Barney Sherman, when he tried to sell a passport to a guy who came from Europe, that compromised the interest and value that America taught him. I don't respect Barney Sherman. Barney Sherman did not sit there. He went and got involved with Eddie Tyler and other and got into global business. Got into bad practices, and global business came out and exposed them. Today, Barney Sherman cannot come to America here because the Treasury Department has seized all his assets. You see how shameful it is? Like I said, it is not the school you go to, but it is the value the school teaches you that will define who you are. Barney Sherman is a graduate of the Harvard you always talk about in Liberia. But did he take the value, the integrity, the moral standard of Harvard to apply everywhere? Obama is a Harvard graduate. But you don't see what Obama doing in this country. He even spoke at the African Union and said, look at me, guys, I'm very young. I want to be president for the third time, but I cannot. Not because America values me that, but personally, Obama knew what he learned from the college he attended in Los Angeles, to the Columbia he went to, and to the Harvard. All the American institutions that instilled the value into him, Obama maintained them. Barney Sherman left from here and went and became corrupt. So when he started to do things that Ellen know people are watching, and Bogart decided to associate himself with Barney Sherman because they didn't like what Ellen was doing. Ellen may have done some damage to the country, but she knew that one ego eye was on her. Ellen administration was parallel to Obama administration because Obama did not like Ellen because there are many things that Ellen did, but she tried very hard to at least cover some of the dirt that Obama cannot see or could not see at that time. But Barney Sherman and credit team, Barney Sherman, Ellie started thinking and started to unearth, and in the eyes of the partners in the country at that time and the Liberian people, both locally and abroad, and started to do things. So when you hear Zina Barrow talking about Barney Sherman, Waka associated with Barney Sherman, because Ellen was trying to stay as far as she could away from corrupt people. And when you see Boca today, a very inconsistent man, right? The ecosystem of Boca continues to reveal itself. Today, Boca is associating himself with Bernard Ure. When last have you seen Bernard Ure walking to the US embassy and even taking pictures with any US diplomat? Even though Bernard Ure say he got a party, all Liberian people party, he wants to be president. When last have you seen Bernard Ure sitting, standing, or photo up with any women, let me just put it that way, who is a diplomat or a partner to Liberia. That's the same Boka there again. Very inconsistent. Do you think Boka Association with Ure will give America the opportunity when you had David Green and you got Allen West in America here who took Charles Taylor, a close friend to Bernard Ure and locking up for all the years, and then Boka trying to associate himself with Bernard Ure? You know what running through the white man mind when they ask you that question? What was running through your mind when the white men see Boka hanging up with Ure? You know what going through their minds when they see those things, especially those who persecuted Taylor. You know what going through the people's mind when they see Boka? Boka is very inconsistent, but the people here will not tell you who Boka is. And that's one of the reasons that Ellen saw, and she felt that she cannot trust Boka with anything. So in reality, Boka is not reliable. Boka cannot be trusted because he doesn't have his own sense of direction. Boka is allowing young people that don't know nothing about whatever plan he has, where they will come on their show and discuss Boka plan. All you hear them saying, coming should not go because coming will cheat. Let me just pause for a little bit and let's listen to the full conversation here. And then from there, we'll listen to the callers. I want you to listen to the callers and you will figure out the mindset of our Liberian back home. And you will determine what direction the country is heading into.
At the time that President Salif had once requested Vice President Bouaka to show his affiliation with Sherman and pay if they wanted her support, but in a tone that suggesting that Pay and Sherman are necessary evils in his political sojourn. At this point in time, VP Bouaka treated that it iterated that Pay was elected as chairman of the Unity Party on White Battle. Consider Chairman Bob Blott with President Salif heightened when she ordered him and other top past and current officials of government investigation and prosecution due to their linkage to a Global Witness report that they received bribes to alter the Public Procurement Concession Commission (PPCC). On the first day, court sheriffs attempted arresting Sherman. Pay and a group of UP partisans gathered in their numbers in front of Sherman's gate and obstructed the arrest, with Sherman claiming that the arrests were politically motivated. The bitterness between Sherman and the woman is fought so hard as party chairman at the time to get her re-elected became so. In a news conference, Sherman said, "I was sitting down doing my thing as Senate bearer of the Liberian Action Party when President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf invited me into our merger. I raised money, millions of dollars for President Sirleaf's campaign, and I worked through the nooks and chronics of this country campaigning for her, and she eventually became president. Is that the way to pay back somebody who worked like that for you?" In 2017, Sherman was a major financier of VP Bouaka's campaign.
First of all, Sherman lied, all right? Sherman lied right there. Sherman got his payback. Sherman joined the Unity Party. Without the Unity Party, Sherman was not going to be elected. Sherman joined the Unity Party in order to get elected. Political party merger is all about interest. Sherman wanted to be what? Senator. He felt that Pius never needed him anymore because of his corrupt behavior. So he joined Ellen Johnson Sirleaf with an interest that never represented the people of the county he represents. Because if you were to go to Kidman now, he represents as senator and begin to look at the left improvement, the basic left essential things that people need to survive on the daily basis is not given to Sherman. You see, one thing why the people don't understand, I mentioned about Sherman 2K. Sherman today now is a great grandfather. The children are in America here, they are very well established. You think the children care for the people in Kidman County than the people themselves who live in the county? Do you think that every penny that Sherman accumulating, he care for the people? No. So when Sherman telling you guys in what Zena is telling you guys that, Ellie is not worthy, Ellie didn't know. Ellie gave Sherman exactly what Sherman wanted. Sherman wanted to be part of the Ellie party to become senator. And he did. And he said big position. Ellie even allowed him to speak on one of the July 26th events where he was talking about Shushan. He told a story that he never lived. He never lived the story when he was growing up. He never lived that story when he was in Liberia to identify himself with the poor struggling people. But they use this story then just to encourage the poor people who are of their mind He cannot articulate an honest issue for themselves. But when Bani Sharma ready to corrupt, when he was engaged into what today the Treasury Department is banning him on, how can Bani Sharma say that Ellen, you are mind your business, and Ellen tried to sabotage? It's not Ellen that stopped Bani Sharma from coming to America. It's not Ellen that sees Bani Sharma assets in America. It is Bani Sharma's own dirty ways that got him. So whatever Zina is saying about Bani's character against Ellen, the end justify the means, right? Bani Sharma is shut down by the U.S. Treasury Department. He cannot come here. It's a public record. So how can he blame Ellen who don't have control over how the State Department and the Treasury Department make decisions? So everything Bani Sharma is saying is all lies. Because at the end of the day, you and I know publicly that Bani Sharma has been banned from coming to this country because of financial negligence, not negligence, but financial malpractice. So let Bani Sharma keep quiet. Go ahead, Zenabaro.
Donating US 50,000 and working to clock to raise money. While Salih was on record for saying she supported her vice president, that support was surely visible. In fact, a simple appearance between Salih and Bouakar's rival George Weah side by side at a groundbreaking program for an 81-kilometer road in Bond County in December sealed the notion that Salih was all in for a Weah presidency. And embarrassed, Salih tried to ease the tension by giving some credit to her vice president for the project, expressing admiration that the long-awaited day the Liberians will begin to dream had come, pointing to the difficulties travelers on the Banga highway experience, especially during the rainy season. I'm so sorry that my vice president Joseph Bouakar is not here to dedicate this role along with me, but this is his project, she said. Ironically, Mr. Weah's vice president Joel Howard Taylor was also in attendance. Mr. Weah, a senator at the time, did not speak at the gathering, but his running mate, Senator Howard Taylor, a native and lawmaker of the county, did. Senator Taylor at the time lauded the government for the progress, saying the government under a female president had built more roads in the country. The presence of Mr. Weah at the groundbreaking program also sparked mixed reactions from some residents who witnessed the occasion, especially in the absence of VP Bouakar. To make matters worse, Salih never attended any of Bouakar's campaign activities, neither did she attend the campaign launch. Explaining her decision for not attending the VP Bouakar's campaign in October, President Salih said thousands of people go to rallies. Thousands of partisans go to rallies. Not many people spend their time going way to rural village to break ground for a clinic for a community that has never had it. If that's a wrong priority in the views of some, I accept that view. I respect their views, President Salih said in an interview with the Cyrus Fat-Fame show. Ironically, Bouakar had become jittery while speaking on his boss' support to his presidential ambition, perhaps in a trick not to further hurt an already sore relationship. And of course, we continue here. Multiple sources from both camps recall that by mid-August of 2017, in spite of the strained relations between Salih and Bouakar, Salih still felt the need not to starve JMB financially. During one of the last ECOWAS meetings with Salih as ECOWAS chairlady held at the Farmington Hotel in Liberia, Salih reportedly arranged a meeting between Bouakar and the Togolese president, who then donated US $200,000 to the Bouakar campaign. By then, the Moroccans were finalizing a contribution of US $500,000, all in support of the election of Bouakar, with the hope that Bouakar would reach out to reassure Salih of her family's security and comfort. But a close aide to Salih, speaking to Front Page Africa strictly on condition of anonymity, says that Bouakar surprisingly did not reach out to President Salih at the time. Further to Salih's assistance with reluctance, a very senior Ivorian government official came to Monrovia in a special presidential jet to meet with Bouakar and Salih, bearing a US $500,000 donation for Bouakar's campaign. That meeting was held in Salih's office, but ended unfavorably when Salih spoke privately with a Ivorian official and sought an intervention in the strained relations between she and her vice president, hoping that Bouakar would be conciliatory. But however, the source said, when the foreign minister tried to ask Bouakar about the state of relations, Bouakar became intense and only asked the Ivorian official whether that was what EJS told him. At the end of the attempted intervention, the Ivorian official did not give Bouaka what he had brought and took back the US 500,000. 2 weeks later, again through Salif, the senior Ivorian official returned and met with Salif at the Rabat International Airport. This time, Bouaka was called. The former vice president rushed to the RIA where he received the US 500,000 to support his efforts with the hope that he would reconcile with Salif. The source, who was an influential presence in both President Salif and her vice president circle, recalled that VP Bouaka did not reconcile with Salif, but then it was very clear that the rift between Salif and Bouaka had suffered a major political calamity. The end result was clear that in African politics, you cannot ignore the support of an incumbent if you are to succeed. The case of Atiku and President Obasanjo in Nigeria was again repeated in Liberia. Both Atiku and Bouaka lost miserably and embarrassingly, the source told Front Page Africa. Fast forward to 2023, the former vice president is once again in the middle of yet another controversy and made concerns that he is once again remaining silent while his surrogates Ben Ayure and Facebook chatter Henry Costa rain havoc on his main rival, Mr. Alexander Cummings of the Alternative National Congress. Critics said Mr. Ayure may have broken. Just hold on. Let's get this. Wow, it's not easy here in the morning. Just hold, please. Page what? Okay, let's continue here. According, where is it? Continue from page 2. Okay. Critics said Mr. Ure may have broken the balance of CPP by jumping behind Bouaka early, creating an atmosphere of tension and distrust long before CPP became a reality. On both sides of the aisle, surrogates and supporters in both camps have been unrepentant in their support of the choice to hear the CPP ticket and challenge the incumbent winner for the presidency. It appears that no one, at least for now, seems willing to give in or leave room for a compromise in hopes of brokering some kind of peaceful end to the ongoing saga. Diplomatic and political observer says both Mr. Bouaka and Mr. Cummings must demonstrate leadership by taking charge of the ongoing brouhaha. But Bouaka in particular avoiding the lapses that dogged him in 2017 could go a long way. His complacent strategy is becoming a visible disaster for the survival of the CPP, the source said on Monday. The source, however, added that on the other hand, it is quite obvious that Mr. Cummings has very limited experience in dealing with such political platonic relations. Cummings' visibly inability to transform his extensive and outstanding corporate managerial skills into political leadership has shown an inherent weakness in stepping forward to lead and man up instead of emotional outbursts. The ongoing tension appears to have finally prompted executives of both the ANC and the UP to take steps in a bid to put surrogates and partisans in check. Last week, the ANC political leader Cummings called on his partisans to step back on attacking other members of the CPP. On Monday, the UP followed suit. A statement Monday from the office of Cornelia Kra-Tokpa, National Assistant Secretary General for Press and Publicity and Outreach in the UP, cautioned against attacks by partisans and officials on the leaders of the constituent parties of the CPP. Wow, folks, this is long. The wrangling within the CPP. Who to get a friend with? What do you make of this story, folks? Coming from the front page of the Front Page African newspaper this morning. And of course, do you think that the former president is still haunting Bouaka's presidential bid? Do you think if the United Party standard bearer had the CPP ticket in the ensuing 2023 elections, their chances of winning is very slim, with the continual rift between Bouaka and his former boss? With this current happening in the United Party and the CPP, do you think this is a slap in the face of the collaborating political parties to unseat President George Weah? What's your recommendations to Joe Boakai and the CPP at large in handling that crisis, especially with the involvement of former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf as they seek to defeat President Weah in the 2023 general and presidential elections? I'll take your call shortly. Let's join our news and current event department to bring you our news headlines with Stephanie Duncan. It's a regular segment.
OH Progressive Party takes Maker to tax over statement against religious community, says
Manaseri is still embarrassing on Boakai. CPP, you know the internal
and outreach in the UP caution against attack.
Manaseri planted in the CPP to create chaos in the CPP. Two.
Let me just try to do something here quickly so we can get to the callers, because that's one of the important part of this discussion.
Good morning.
I'm Stephanie Duncan. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. So let me say this here, all right? For those of you that are listening right now, you listen to the story about Boakai and Ellen for the 12 years. Ellen tried to negotiate, get people to support Boakai, to reconsider. Boakai never did. Boakai, during the Ellen administration, went and associated himself with individuals who today you know to be banned by the American government. That story came to an end after Weah became president. Today, Boakai again is having another feud with Alexander Cummings. And Boakai is associating himself with another set of people, especially in person of Bernard Ure, who said he became head of the ALP, sent charges that were thrown in jail, never came to America to visit. Boakai is associating himself with people again that got tainted records, and he's going against Cummings. Do you see the inconsistency in Boakai right now? Now, let's listen to the callers. There's a few questions they get asked. One that I want you to understand and remember, what recommendation do you have? You imagine that the callers will call and begin to provide recommendation or suggestion to what is happening in the CPP. Whether there's rule of law, listen to them now. This time around, as they speak, I will try to pinpoint some of the things that I think you should learn, you need to know, all right? So let's listen to them now.
Yeah.
This is the group of an phone from Doe Community.
Go ahead.
Thank you for holding me the time. You know, Zara, the saga between Ellie and Boakai. Nobody was to know. You know, the meeting that had Ellie, what Boakai should say with Sunday opportunity. And also, I will support you, but now to support the call, I will protect you, but the people that do corruption, they will not go free. So that he said beyond Boakai because you know that he can remote control Joe we had the Boakai. So if Boakai come to presidency, for that statement, he said we turned the opponent, all they will come out.
Okay.
Be that one come to Kumi and Boakai. CPP. You know the internal ranking that in the CPP now. I will talk and I will continue talking. For me, Ghana, I will work related party responsible for what happening in CPP now.
Okay.
Because the time they were collaborating, everybody knows related party carry higher number.
Okay.
Internal number related party. If they come to us too, you say they collaborating. What we doing now? What guy will be the Senate barrier? You agree or not? You refer to CDC and the other party.
Thank you. Morning. Good morning. Your line is terrible. I can't take you like that. You have to call back. 0778 105 105 0881 105 105. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, the person ain't ready yet. Good morning. Good morning. What's going on? Good morning. Okay, let's take this one. Good morning.
Good morning. This is Anna Barrow.
Yes.
Thank you. My name is Bill Gay, and I join from Government Community District number 2.
Go ahead.
Well, by answering your question, I would say yes. Manaseri is still embarrassing Honorable Joseph Numa Boakai. She's 100% undermining by planning several failures within the CPB. That today there is nothing like peace everything about the CPB has become conflicting. Who are those heroes or pharaohs that he planted within the CPB that today there is no peace? One, Arizona Benedekumi. Arizona Benedekumi is one of those that is military planted in the CPB to create chaos in the CPB. Two, the issue of Liberty Party chairman, Musa Benete, is one of those that Manaseri is using to destroy the presidential bid of Honorable Joseph Numa Bweka. There's the reason why you see Mr. Kumi remain consistent, he remain unbending, that he will not serve as far as running mate to Honorable Joseph Numa Bweka. All of these things, Susanna, is derived from Manaseri. And we will not.
All right. So you listen to this caller. He's the one that will start me to talk now. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is doing everything to start Joseph Boga for becoming president. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf planted Alexander Cummings in the CPP. If you know all these facts, why did you allow it to happen? If somebody told you when you go on the road, make sure you protect yourself. You got that information and you're going out there and you made yourself vulnerable to attack. Are you a person who can take leadership? You see the contradiction over there? That tells you that Boga don't even have any quantitative understanding of things. Because his supporters are telling you that Ellen planted Cummings in the party. And why they even started to put themselves together. Why? Why? Think about that question. So Boga is supporting Ellen and Boga now is supporting Cummings. And last thing he said, Boga is now willing to be vice president to Cummings, and Cummings is not willing to be vice president to Boga. But hold on, isn't the process called for a democratic election where people will decide who will be the front runner? But the supporter of Boga don't even think in that direction. They want for Boga to be presidential candidate on that ticket. And I mean, it is a white ballot. There will be no primary where members or delegates, as we call them over here, and will go into a voting process to elect the president, the candidate. Because by right, according to what I know, all four of them are supposed to go to a convention where the people will vote for one person who will be the standard bearer, and that person will be given the opportunity to handpick his vice president. But Joseph Boga and the others are not willing to do that. Is not Ellen the one that's stopping that process? Joseph Boga been in power, according to them, in public service for 25 years. Isn't this the time that the public service experience is supposed to count? The man they call the stranger, Alexander Cummings, why are they afraid of him? Ellen playing him there. Why are they afraid of him when he's a stranger? Do you really think Eddie got control over everybody in our country nowadays? Everybody know they're right. Let's listen to the next caller, folks.
Men, you will not give us, Susanna. Manaseri is no longer a political hero. He's no longer a face, the face of the Liberian people. So anything you do, at the end of the day, our man already made us to vote for Honorable Joseph Numa Bweka as the next president of Liberia. Thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. My name is Ryan calling from Third Street.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the issue between the former party, for me, I've already told about weaknesses is forgive and forgive. So what's the problem I have to do having the vice president in the past? Now the vice president, don't forget, because in the election, 2017 election, we know that President William won this election. The election was rigged. So let the DP don't forget about that thing, because I don't add it in the thing. I don't add it in the thing, the DP will not get it. Even if the election go on, DP win it, they will still turn it around. So that's my contribution. So, either.
Thank you very much. That's it.
You hear the kind of mindset. You listen to this guy. He's claiming that the election was rigged. So even if Boga, and on top of that, he said even if Boga wins, he will turn the election around. My question to you guys, When Boca was on the ticket with Ellie, the very people that are talking today, when CDC was crying about election being rigged in 2005, when CDC was talking about election being rigged in 2011, what were the move of these guys today? Were they on the side of CDC or were they rejoicing and making their counterclaims? You see how the country fucked up? When things are not in their interest, then they tend to pin it red. But when things are in their interest, even though it doesn't make sense from those who look at it suspiciously, they don't give a damn. These very people who are calling right now in defense of Boca, including the guy you just listened to here, are saying that election was rigged. What will he say if you ask him about Boca and Ellie in 2005 against CDC, 2011 against CDC? You tell him and say that election, both of them were rigged. What do you think he will be saying? He won't say anything different, but to say the election was fair. You see, if we don't focus on things that's supposed to sanctify our democratic process, it will harm our country. We got to believe in our process. He is making all the accusations. Isn't he supposed to draw people to vote for Boca? The election is not going to be given to a stranger to vote. He and other Liberians supposed to go and vote. But you see, they have Boca don't have confidence to give his people coverage and allow Ure and other people to run his show. That's what they're doing to the Liberian people now. Giving them all those scary mindset, telling them that's how they're giving the reverse mindset. Oh, independent Cummings in the CPP. If you know all of that, then why are you invited Cummings in the first place? Now they say the election will be rigged. If you know the election will be rigged, what you need to start to do now? That is the misguided, misinformation, disinformation that the CDC, the Unity Party supporter of Walker, that is the disinformation they are downloading into our fellow Liberians back home. And by the way, the call you listen to are calls that are coming from Liberia. That's their mindset, fellow Liberians. That is their mindset. They already pre-programmed in their mind that even if we are winning that election, it would never be a fair election. Can you imagine somebody looking at you? Are you walking up to them and they say, my man, because your color, you're a criminal. But you don't know me like that. Well, my man, I already know you by your color. The election had not been held. Even their primary, they are accusing Comey of bribing. And not to mention the general election, what they are saying is going to be rigged. You see how we don't believe in our own electoral process. Before 2023 even come, you can see the commotion that will start now. And that's why I want you to come and listen here. Because the political entertainment you listen to is not going to give you the focal factor. Focal factor is a mathematical process where you look at things from the past, look at what it's doing to the present, and you can make that prediction for the future. These guys are telling you that Elliot is doing everything to stop Boca from becoming president. They are telling you that Comey is doing everything to also stop Boca from becoming president. That is the rival they got between Cummings now and Ellie. Now, they jump out of that circle. They are telling you that even in 2023, if winner wins, it will be a cheating election victory. And if a Boca win, it will turn it over. Don't that remind you of something in America? Think more. Something that in America. I think America is an independent country with a mind of people who don't just go in the same direction. Let's listen to the next caller here, folks.
Another call. Good morning. Yes.
Yeah, William W. And I joined from Atlanta, people defend. Let me say thanks to you, the past president, to you, once you had to forgive. So instead of me having an enemy, I will believe it. But even if you got a guy taking in the way massively because doing things for things that have gone, I got 15,000, 2023, it will be 15,000. Anyway, I'm going to take it. They will walk to go out the development permit day, and they'll not see it, and they'll not be able to celebrate the person that I will for development. Thank you very much.
Hello. Okay, thank you very much for your contribution. Let's take another one. Good morning. Good
This is
morning.
Barrow.
Yes.
And let me say good morning to the peace loving people of Labrador. My name is Ase Sedu, and I joined the conversation from our local president, District 14.
Go ahead.
Let me appreciate you for the talking this morning. You know, women work, like what I continue to tell people. You see, this woman is very sincere. This woman will not be driven by anybody. The issue between Braga and Manaseri, that is a long-term issue. And Manaseri, she fighting by all costs that this woman should not take power. Because this man is very transparent. The man is capable of prosecuting those officials who have corrupt this country. So there's a long-term issue. And so we the opposition, got to be very smart. And on the issue of Alexander Kumi and Omen Breka, you know, the United Party made a big mistake that the people caller said. That party, the first area will be secure. The standard benefits will be secured by the United Party. Shouldn't allow, because any attempt to go for primary, like what I continue to tell people, any attempt to go for primary, Alexander Kumi will win the primary. Alexander Kumi is capable of winning the primary because the man will induce a lot of money in our corrupt politicians, these called young people. They are not hard to. So on the issue of primary, they go to primary and see a better settle that also. If any attempt to go for primary, Alexander Kumi will be the standard bearer. And when Kumi have a standard bearership of the city, definite job we are going to win the second chance. So that one is clear. So the people that are working that horse to see how better to settle the thing. Women cannot go on a no candidate as vice standard bearer again. That is impossible. You yourself, you know that.
Okay, thank you very much.
To see how better to
How he knows that they didn't know that. You say you know that. Liberians are a very interesting set of people. Yes, we are a very interesting set of people. So he laid down his fact. Now, here is what I want you to understand here. Here's what I want you to understand. So this last call here, I'm going to make him my last caller because we have gone an hour and 30 minutes now. So I have to stop the show here. But before we go home for the day and for the few days off, because I'm not going to be here on Wednesday tomorrow, and I'm not going to be here on Thursday at this time. Maybe I may pop up in the day, my regular time, but not in the evening hour. Like I always say, unless something major happens on my 2 days off in the evening, I will not come home. But here, what I want you to do. Point number one from the last caller for us on our show now. We call and say, Madam Salif, and I tend to be corrected on what he said. Madam Salif is doing everything to sabotage the supporter. And in his mind, there should be no primary. He said he agreed with the other guy who said that if Cummings is a mistake in the party. And I'm trying to remember what he said. But he also mentioned that there is no way Walker can be vice president again. You see, when people inject their personal feelings into some process that require a meaningful due process, it compromises the interest of what everyone is trying to achieve. The democratic process we have in our country where we must vote for convention. And I believe the reason why the CPP came together is for them to have the internal election to determine who is the best candidate to what? To take on George Floyd. So when you listen to the caller like this left the line, telling you that under no circumstances that Walker will be the VP, is he speaking from his self ego and not looking at the process to say, well, if we go to our primary where Walker is elected, then I will support him. But if he don't get elected, we will still support the CPP ticket. No, he's not saying that. He is telling you that Walker, no matter what, to be, he what? Standard bearer. That means he's forgetting about the entire process. But on the flip side, he's telling you us again that Cummings should not encourage, or there should be no, again, there should be no primary, because Cummings will bribe all the corrupt individuals. How does he know that? You know, when people asking, making the comment, I want you to ask them, how do you know that? But hey, don't forget, I told you already. These are the same people who were singing Hail Mary, Mother of God, when Walker and Ellie were there for 12 years. Whether they saw corruption, whether they saw robbing of people, they didn't say anything. You know what they say? Karma is a bitch. Yes, karma is a bitch because what you did to somebody, if you believe it's going to happen, you express fear. That's why they're doing it. So everything they're accusing Comey of are things they did in the past. That's why they're coming up with this. A criminal will always give you story about ways to cook somebody. A good guy will always give you the advice to do the right thing. All the guys you see that coming on the phone, oh, come here, we should go to primary, go come with Brad, come with do this. They had done it in the past. They had done it in the past. Yes, they had done it in the past. So, guys, I would like to stop here now and say a big thank you to every one of you guys. Our numbers continue to grow and grow. I am very happy with the number because the incremental order we are going through, it is a rigorous process, not coming from me though, it's coming from you because you are the one who making the decision, not me. You come today, you say, let me see what the Randy guy is all about. Yesterday, he had 5 people listening to it. Well, today I'm going to be a 6th person listening to it. Why? Because I think what Randy is bringing to the discourse now, it making perfect sense. I might go and talk to a few people to come and join Randy. It is you now who is measuring my performance, and based on what I'm presenting here, little by little, my little plan will start to grow. It will leave the little grass, start to raise up. I mean, rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. You will be the one that will continue to increase our number. So when I see such a number like this, I shout for joy because it is you who comes here and say, I want to watch the show. And that means it is a defined, rigorous monitoring evaluation that you have made of me and say, yes, I want to watch it. So the number that you see on the show every day, you better yourself and you better me, and that's why you're here. I don't care about the big numbers. People get frustrated. They have when people stress out in America, they smoke. People want to entertain themselves if they are bored. They're not coming there to learn anything but just to see the pleasure of it. But when you come here in a very minute number and spend the little 1 hour, 30 minutes that we always have, even though we're going away a little bit, you are giving me the courage to say, yes, Randy, your number is very solid because we are thanking you and we're taking our time. And in return, I would like to say thank you. Again, we are on YouTube now and we are broadcasting. Very soon, we'll be having our own internet radio. I'm working on that because Liberian back home, many of them cannot be trusted. I will give you detailed information on what I'm working on. So that way, when we'll be broadcasting on the internet radio, and I will even further escalate us. We are here to teach, not here to entertain. We are here to teach and not entertain. So thank you guys so much. Thank you for everything. Somebody say, J. Randy, Vivian, sharing your video. Let me see it. Let's see it. Uh, J. Randy, Vivian, sharing the video too. Yes. Thank you very much, Sis Vivian. She's always working hard for us here. She believes in my ability to reach out. So I would like to say thank you so much, Ms. Vivian. And let me see what Henry Yago say here. It is not the number, but what you are contributing to the country and its people. That's right, my brother. Yes, that's right. The teaching alone is what motivated me, and your presence here alone is what motivated me here. So yeah, guys, just thank you so much for the lecture. I mean, in a few days we see our number going up to 500. I mean, you can beat that kind of number, man. And for a solid teaching to reach 500, and when I wake up in the morning, when God wakes me up and I see that number going to 500, I shout for joy because I know the 500 people that are getting something that they never ever imagined they were, you know, receive from any show. So I'm very grateful to them. And the more we continue to be together. So guys, I'm going to be off tomorrow on the evening show. I will not be coming home because by now my schedule Wednesday and Thursday is an off day for me for the evening show. Hopefully by the morning time, if I have any time, I will come in between, and that will be on Wednesday morning, Thursday morning. But if nothing interfere, I will be here. But if something does, I won't be here. But on Friday, we'll be back here again. I have invited Asiba Toba to come on the show, but I had a conversation with a friend of mine who knows me very well, and he know what I stand when I'm asking questions. He said to me, Randy, don't fool yourself. Asiba Toba will not come on your show. He did text me yesterday, very late, and he had traveled and he just came, and I wish him well. So I will not write him off right now. I will try to reach out to him tomorrow again. But the day, the time that he promised that he was going to be here, he did not show up. There was no call, no show. So I just thank you so much for the opportunity. My brother Tobert is always here. And let me say thank you to Tobert. Tobert said something as the moment to not CC Day. Yes, sir. I know it's not CC Day, but I was just drawing some type of comparison. Yes, sir. There are government official, opposition leader. You remember that? You remember that? You remember that? How you guys you say that government official? You remember that? And then Aaron say, please share the video. Thank you guys. So guys, good night. Take care of yourself. And for Henry and I think what the guy need Christopher, you enjoy the rest of your day. I know when you guys were asleep, we were up. Now we're about to go to sleep. You guys are up. So thank you guys. Say hi to your family for me. I wish you guys a pleasant night. And hopefully by God's grace, we will be back here uh, Friday evening. And hopefully by tomorrow, Thursday, if time permits, we'll just pop on in the morning to see what we can discuss. And then, God bless you guys. Take good care of yourself. Share the video. Hit that like button on the video. We are on YouTube. So you can go and look for the J Randy. I'm sorry you can see this thing right here, but it's right here. And I think I posted one on the YouTube. Please give me your feedback. So on YouTube, you can YouTube our channel. The channel there is J Randy Free Voice. Yes. I just click on it here. It's a YouTube channel, J Randy Free Voice. So that's a free voice that we are running here. They come on after the show. We got you, I beg you. You pay no God. Yeah, I beg you. Please. So guys, you're good night. God bless you guys. Take care now. J Randy is out, all right, man. 1 hour 30 minutes is up. And thank you. Oh, Eric Darcy, thank you so much. Eric Darcy is one of the committed brothers too. And thank you guys so much. I think maybe what I would do one of these days, especially come December, we will have a Zoom conversation. Yes, I will be looking forward to having each and every one of you guys. I think my Zoom takes up to 100 people. So each of you guys, I will invite you sometime in December. I would love to just send out a Zoom where we all will just log in. I mean, let's just have fun. And, let's just talk about what God has done for us from the beginning of the year, what we have watched across other network, and let's take that day and celebrate it at the end of the year. So look out for that. I will be sending a Zoom call, so if you have the time, send me your email address, and then I will catalog that. And then when the appropriate time comes, when everything, let's say, come down, because during the December month, many activities, whether it's our place of work, other places, everything will be winding down because of the holiday. The year is coming to an end, and then we can find a particular day in December where things are at a very low speed, and then we can come together and just Zoom talk anything, Zoom talk things for the past, and we can have that conversation. Moses, yeah, Moses said he would like to be part of this too. Yeah, so we can plan. Oh, yeah, we can plan that. Yeah, we can plan that too. Yeah, so we'll do that. So to begin the process here, I would love to have your email address. You don't have to be in America. You can be in Liberia or Africa. Yeah. So at the end of the year, let us have what we call the J Randy Free Voice get together, and let's have the discussion because I want us to make it like an annual meeting or evaluation, and I want you to come and say, "Hey, J Randy, I think coming next year, this is what we want to do," and I also want you to come and look at your own observation of the entire government and leadership of our country. So let's come on that day to sit down and let's just discuss. And let's just discuss. And let's just discuss about the year. It will be like a year in review for the different shows you watched, including mine, what you make of it, and what are your expectations, and measure what the info has been versus, I mean, the info versus the output. What you think many people who spend more time on Facebook watching these different shows, what you think, and from your perspective, your observation that you have seen, and then let's talk about the tenor of work as well. So, guys, thank you so much. Moses, it's always a pleasure to have you here. We look forward to seeing you on that day as well too. So, thank you so much, Moses. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Thank you. All right. So, enjoy yourself, and guys, good night to every one of you guys. Mostly then they stay behind, I think 3 hours behind also. So let's say right now at 7 o'clock here, now my little master 7 minus 10, that would be at 3, right? I don't want to be there, our friend who, so I'll do the easy way. I always say at 7 here, and then you got 8, 9, 10. So 7 plus 3 is 10. So right now they are like 7:45 over there, and we are here. So thank you guys so much. Eric, thank you guys. God bless you guys. And I will see you guys. Share the video, guys. Bye bye for now and good night. Bye.